This comes to us from the New York Times. President Donald Trump said 800 National Guard troops would be assigned to the nation's capital, that's Washington, D.C., and that the approach might be expanded to other cities. His description of crime in Washington did not match official statistics. President Trump significantly escalated his efforts to exert federal authority over the nation's capital, saying that he was taking control of the city's police department and deploying 800 National Guard troops to fight crime there. The president painted a dystopian picture of Washington, including bloodthirsty criminals and roving mobs of wild youth that stood in sharp contrast to official figures showing violent crime in the city is at a 30-year low. Mr. Trump said Attorney General Pam Bondi would oversee the federal takeover of the Capitol's Metropolitan Police Department, and with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at his side, added that he was prepared to send the military into Washington if needed. He also threatened to expand such efforts to other cities, including Chicago, if they did not deal with crime rates he claimed were out of control during a White House news conference. Now, it was not immediately clear how long Mr. Trump's takeover of policing in Washington would remain in place. He declared a public safety emergency and invoked a section of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act that grants him the authority to temporarily seize control of the police department. Charles Allen, a member of the District of Columbia Council who represents Capitol Hill, said that the president's declaration of a public safety emergency was not grounded in reality. He said, he's doing this because he can, said Mr. Allen. So Mr. Allen's basically saying that President Trump is doing this simply because he has the power and authority to do it, not because there's any type of basis to do it. There's no ground for him to do this. And I don't know. Could it be they're saying that the crime in DC is at a 30-year low, whereas President Trump is saying it's all of a sudden it's high. Um, so I just want to ask your opinions out there. Maybe some of you have a little more information on this. You think that President Trump is doing this simply to exert his power and say, I'm president. This is Washington, D.C. I'm taking over the PD. You think that's an exertion of power? Or do you think he's really trying to fight crime? And he doesn't believe that the police department is doing enough. So he's stepping in. Um, that's what I'm saying. So is this nefarious or is this sincere? You let me know, some of you. Just give your opinions.